Okay, so I'm going to be reading a story that I wrote myself. My mother was right. Part two. My phone rang. It was my mom. I could hear Ife talking with her on the other end. Are you ladies done with your makeup and dressing? The driver will be there in 20 minutes to pick you up. Ife looked at me smiling. Mommy hasn't changed, she said. She still pre-informs us before taking actions. If he's my oldest friend, I often tell anyone who cares to listen that I have no memories from primary school up until my 100 level. Well, it's not like those years of my life have been completely wiped from my heart. There are just no significant memories from those times, except for Ife. We moved to Lagos when I was in JSS2, and her family lived in the same building as us. We attended the same school, though we were in different arms of the same class. Believe it or not, I was a very quiet child back then. One afternoon, Ife walked up to me and challenged me to a multiplication table contest. She won, but that was the beginning of our friendship. She asked why my mom never let us visit them and why I never said hello. I believe my mom was trying to study her environment and decide who she could extend a hand of friendship to or receive one from. In the weeks that followed, I noticed my mom becoming friends with Ife's mom. Ife's mom was a single mother who had lost her husband 2 years before we relocated. She was a strong woman and an educationist. Both our moms loved the Lord and loved to sing. In Africa, it is said that it takes a village to raise a child. Ife's mom and mine were that village for us. I'm certain her mom is somewhere ensuring today goes as planned. I reminded Tineke to help me remind the caterers to pack the food for my husband's freezer. I had been preparing for life after the wedding for months before today. I bought foodstuff in bulk and moved most of my things to Ayo's house. I was planning to do bulk cooking when Ife's mom suggested that the wedding food vendor handle that as they prepared for the wedding food. She said a few liters be served for the couple wouldn't hurt anything. It was a wise suggestion, and I'm glad we had that conversation. The driver has arrived, and the photographer has taken pictures of me in my beautiful dress. My friends are smiling and cheering me on. My sister have tears in her eyes as I walk to the car. I remember I haven't told you guys about how we met and how the proposal happened. I was a social media strategist working for Lapel Media. Recently signed a big firm, and I was in the team going to give a briefing on the project we were working on. The meeting was quick and successful. My team and I decided to head home and have a meeting the next morning since it was the weekend. As I was about to enter my car, I remembered I had forgotten my flask. The weather had been cold for the past week and my throat was sore, so I carried warm liquids with me to smooth it. As I hurried back into the firm, I collided with a stranger who happens to be Ayo. He whispered, sorry, and it registered in my mind that that voice was familiar. It was Ayo. What are you doing here? I asked. He replied with the same question, and we both laughed. I caught him up on the afternoon activities and the short term project my company was working on with his company. He told me he had come to drop lunch for his fiancée and was heading home. He had moved to Lagos because the distance was straining their relationship, and since their wedding was close and he had a remote job, it seemed right for him to make the sacrifice of relocating. I smiled, thinking how thoughtful he was. I told him my boyfriend had an outlet not far from the company and that they made the best smoothies in Lagos and we should hang out sometime. I wanted Emeka to meet him and I wanted to meet his fiancée. We exchanged number and planned a double date. However, that date never happened. In the weeks that followed, I discovered Emeka was married with children and my life took a different turn. We reached out to each other after that. Over 6 months later, I was invited to speak at a conference and we met again. It was then that we realized we had both suffered heartbreak from people we thought loved us. I will leave Ayel to tell his own breakup story. You will need a glass of juice for that one. It's so sad. I had come to learn over the years that if we don't heal from the wounds inflicted on us, we risk inflicting deeper wounds on others. We easily became good friends again. I mean, we were friends before our friendship died, so it was easy. We realized we had some things in common. I really love hot and spicy food, even though my doctor wouldn't like that. I also enjoy reading books and articles. Mine are fiction, his are scientific write-ups. We would spend time summarizing our reads for each other, and when my health failed me, he was there praying for me, cooking for me, and generally making sure I was okay. I have I had since stopped asking God for my life partner, but one morning I woke up to pray and I simply said, Lord, if I don't ask you, I know you can see that I still desire to be married and bet my own children. And then I heard him clearly. Is Ayo a joke to you? The Holy Spirit sure has a sense of humor. I said Ayo, and he said, yes, Ayo. That's the end of part 2.